All right, apparently we are, folks, I try to do a radio show for you every day. And a bunch of national people love to get free, what we call free content. And this show apparently provides free content for everybody out there. Eric informed me during the break. Go ahead, Eric. What did you just tell me?
So Joe Thomas was on Dan Le Batard's show. And a couple days ago, you had a little rant on Joe Thomas and how you're going to remember him and all that stuff. And they kind of played that back for him for his reaction to it.
Yeah, great. I'm glad that Dan Le Batard can use me as content, free content. I'm too busy trying to do my own show. The other thing, Aaron, that they do is they don't play the thing in its entirety. I'm sure before the soundbite he ran and after the soundbite he ran, I said what a good guy Joe Thomas was and what a class act he was. But I'm almost guarantee you they picked out something I said that was negative about Joe Thomas. Am I right?
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard it. So do you want to go back and listen to this? And then we can – Tony, yeah, I thought you were unfair to Joe the other day, and we got in a fight about it. I mean, that was my own impression of it is that I didn't
Aaron, I'm a frustrated Browns fan who's coming off an 0-16 season with a coach they're bringing back. Sorry if I get a little angry every now and then.
So why are you taking that out on Joe Thomas with his 10,000
because he's the leader of the Browns for the past 10 years of sucking. No one wants to admit it. No one wants to say it. Everybody wants to, and Joe's a good guy. He is. But he offered no leadership when that team sucked. None. All those rookie quarterbacks in here just kept his mouth shut and did his job, and that's fine. Just recently, he's come out now as some kind of media guy. Okay? And if Dan Le Batard, send me a check, Dan. Okay, that's my show I'm giving that take on. Go ahead and play whatever you want. I don't give a crap. You think I give a crap?
Do you know who this Rizzo person is? This Gasbag in your radio market who you know him? Who has been attacking you? Do you know who this person is?
Yeah, he's one of my biggest podcast fans of the Tomahawk Show, so I really appreciate him listening. He's a loyal follower, and he really definitely likes to discuss topics from the show on his show, so I appreciate him.
All right, well, he evidently is at war with you. I haven't heard any of this sound, but let's hear it together as we try to agitate the left tackle for the Cleveland Browns.
Does Joe Thomas understand that when he's done playing for the Browns, no one's going to give a crap about him? These players don't understand it, folks. They don't. They all want to be your best friend when they're done playing. When they're playing, they can't call you. They can't come in. They can't do anything. When they're done, check out my Tomahawk podcast. Oh, I'll get right on that, Joe. You know what I'll remember Joe Thomas for? Losing.
Oh, my God. Wow. Oh, my God. Wow, this guy.
Whoa,
my God. But you got to rip him. You got to come back over the top, Thomas.
Hold on. We got more.
We got more sound. Let's see if we can get
more. Then you rip him.
Let's see if we can get Joe Thomas even more agitated.
He's coming to my world, baby. You're coming to I'm a made man in this town, in this media. You're coming to my world. You gotta earn your way in my world. You don't just get a free pass because you were good at playing tackling.
That's right. Yes, he does.
Good luck with the Tomahawk, Joe.
I do appreciate the 2 Tomahawk drops there for me. It's a big podcast out there, number 2 on iTunes right now. So I really got to say thanks to Tony for being such a fan. And
that's great. That's great. I'm glad that national radio can make up content, free bits. Listen to Le Batard and those other people in there laughing like little children. Oh, try and get the left tackle. Go to hell, all of you. Can't you come up with your own topics and stuff on your show? Joe Thomas is on everybody's show. He was on The Next Level, Dan, which is our local afternoon show here. It's a big coup for you guys to try and get them all riled up. Number one, you ain't going to rile them up. And, of course, they didn't play the before and after where I said Joe's a good guy, but he'll be reminded. I will remember him for losing. One of the worst stretches
you
of
saying
Browns
that he was a
history.
nice guy wasn't exactly the lead of what you said. That you understand that this show is big enough where the things that you say on it, you've taught me this, so I don't need to tell you this.
For as long as I've taught you that. What I'm saying is I don't care. I don't care that they tried to get Joe all riled up. I never said that he sucked or he was a bad dude or that I hated him. Okay? I just let him know, and it's so apparent, folks, that Joe is retired. I mean, he's doing every show in the world. I don't think he'll be putting on 75 pounds to play tackle in the fall. Maybe he does. I don't know. But he is coming into the media now, and sure, he'll get the Tony Romo treatment because he was really good and he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. But at the end of the day, he'll be judged whether he's good on the air or not.
And what do you think
not
about
whether
that?
he played tackle. I don't know. I haven't heard him.
You've heard him.
I've not
heard
him
enough. Have you listened to this podcast at all?
He hasn't been on this show in a while, and I didn't listen to the Tomahawk. I'm sorry. I'll give him all the plugs he wants, and I'm sure iTunes is thrilled that it's the number 2 podcast. If he's good, he'll stick in this business. If he's not, it doesn't matter how good he was at tackle. That's the point I was trying to make.
Why
by
did
the way,
you have
Dan,
to say,
I am a made man in this town.
Why did you have to say, does Joe Thomas understand that when he's done playing for the Browns, no one is going to give a crap about him? I mean, he's a Hall of Fame level player, Riz, and if he's good at what he does.
Aaron, I've seen it happen to the best of the best. I've seen it happen to guys who, Lawrence Taylor, who dominated for things. Once you're done playing, it's tough. If you're going to get in the media and remain relevant, sure, then he'll think. But when you're done playing, it's over. For these accolades, this that everybody is falling all over you and everything. I like Joe Thomas. I'm not here to get in an argument with Joe Thomas. And the fact that Dan Le Batard is using me to do content for national radio tells you all you need to know about him, trying to fire up Joe Thomas. Give me a break. I don't listen to Dan Le Batard. I don't do the Tomahawk. I'm too busy trying to do my own little show here, my Gasbag show. Nice reference there, Dan. Way to keep it classy. What a professional you are. Called me a Gasbag. I've heard your show a few times, too. Okay? You're not exactly an eloquent speaker. Give me a break. Gasbag. These guys, Aaron. What do we do, Aaron? What do we do?
We do what we do.
We do what we do.
They talk about
what we do.
But Tone,
right, we'll be right back.
I just wanted to go on the record here and say that I thought you were unfair to Joe the other day. And I thought you said things.
How's that?
I thought you said things that I just didn't understand where you were coming from. I did a nice interview with him at the Sports Awards. All of this goes back to some you versus Joe Thomas's agent thing that dates
Aaron,
way back years ago. And I just think
Aaron, somehow my show will go on without Joe Thomas coming on. Okay? Somehow we'll be able to make ends meet here. I promise you that. I don't. There are other Joe Thomas. Get in line
in order to do a good
Joe
show.
Thomas doesn't want to come on my show. Get in line.
Urban Meyer won't come on the show too, but he's not
Get
going
in line. You're right behind Herb. You're right behind her. Herb's 1 and Joe's 2, and Dan Le Batard's 3. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
It's comfort, quality, and care.
So you think this is a big deal?
I mean, I'm not saying it's a big deal. I just there are a lot of things that have happened on this show over the years that have gotten a lot of national attention. I'm just saying that the general Cleveland.
Wait a minute.
It's rare that you alienate the average Cleveland sports fan, and with this take, you have done that, which I just think is interesting. Not that you're wrong.
Snipers out there cherry pick a couple of lines of mine, play it for a guy they have on their show, and you think that's a big deal.
You're trending on Twitter #1 in Cleveland right now. I mean, I don't know if you think that's a big deal or not, or if you care, but that's.
What do I always tell you, Aaron? Get off Twitter, bro. I still have an hour of my own show to do. So you want to just run the Dan Le Batard show for the last hour?
No,
we can do that.
No,
I'm almost done with live.
No, I don't because I want your honest reaction to this, Tony. Were you out of line?
I'm not.
The big question that everybody is asking is, are you going to apologize to Joe Thomas? It is the elephant in the room on this.
Okay, what did I say that was so bad that I need to apologize?
That he was going to be worthless after he retired?
No, I never said. I didn't say.
And you called him a loser.
No, 2 incorrect facts by you. Thank God you've never been a reporter. You wouldn't have been able to put dinner on the table for your family. Okay? Number one, I didn't say he was worthless. I said when you're done playing, no one gives a crap about you. The NFL is littered with guys. The minute they're done playing, the stardom's gone. They're looking for jobs and podcasts. Maybe Joe is Tony Romo. Maybe he'll do great like that. I don't know. But I'm just telling you, this love and adulation that you're getting for being a good NFL player, eventually you're going to have to be a good broadcaster. Maybe I didn't convey that the right way. The second thing, what was the second thing he said? I didn't say worthless. What was the second thing I said?
I thought that's how it came across. I understand how you intended it, but how you intend something and how it comes across to the audience in a certain tone is a different thing. Okay. The second thing is you called him a loser. You said, you know what I'm going to remember?
No, I didn't call him a loser. I said I'll remember the losing. That's what I will remember. I'm sorry to tell you this, Aaron. I've been a Browns fan for 56 years. Joe Thomas was drafted in 2007. It was the worst stretch of Browns history I could ever imagine.
And that's
right up until this year.
Hold on, though. That's Joe's fault. That's Joe's fault. Why?
It's part of his fault. You asked me how I would remember him. I'm telling you. Now you're telling me my opinion is wrong. I will remember Joe for, maybe I should have said this too. I will remember Joe for being great and playing on losing teams. That's how I will remember him. Okay? So if that didn't get conveyed properly, yeah, sure, I'll apologize to Joe. I didn't mean to say he sucked. I never called him worthless, and I never said he was a loser. The record speaks for itself on that particular stat. Okay? But I'm telling you, as a Browns fan, I know people who don't even think he's in the top 5 greatest players in franchise history, and that's debatable. He's certainly a Hall of Famer. He was a great player, but they lost. They lost. He had one winning season in his, was it 11 or 10? 11? 10
7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
yeah,
12,
he had
13,
one
14,
winning
15,
season.
16, 17.
One
winning season in 11 years.
You give me the stat constantly. You had the best left tackle in football. Where did that get you? It's one of your most famous lines.
Yeah, but Riz, that's the nature of the position that he plays. I'm not saying that the number one reason or a reason that the Browns have sucked for the last 11 years is Joe Thomas.
I didn't say that either. You're putting words in my mouth. Stop.
Let me
Stop
finish.
talking.
Let me finish.
I told you I'll remember him for the losing. That's what I remember. He played on losing teams.
Tony, he happens to be a victim of some terrible coaches, miserable front office, and awful ownership. But Joe Thomas very easily could have played left tackle in the 80s and gone to the Super Bowl with the Browns, and then you would remember him totally differently.
I was a victim as well as a season ticket holder. Nobody feels bad for me.
Do you resent Joe? Let me ask you this. Just a fair question.
No,
God, no. Do you resent the idea?
What do you mean resent him?
Because I have felt
Aaron,
this way.
I'm sorry.
With
did
former athletes,
did Dan Le Batard call you and tell you to do this bit during the break? Are you trying to play the part of that blowbag or whatever he called me?
No. As your
friend,
then
shut up. Because do I resent Joe Thomas?
Don't tell me to shut up.
Yeah, I'm going to tell. If you're going to start making stuff up and trying to create some way for you to get on Twitter trending, I ain't going for it.
I'm not trying.
You know me, and you know I never made fun of Joe Thomas or give him any kind of hate.
Oh,
I gave him a little shade
I thought you were unfair the other day. I thought you were unfair the other day, and I said it to you at the time. Okay, fine. So maybe you don't give a crap. But you're asking my opinion, and I've hosted this show with you for 12 years.
And you've helped develop me into a You want to perpetuate this bit because you think it's going to get you some national coverage.
No, that's
I don't
not
care
true.
about
That's
Dan
not
Le
true.
Batard.
That's not true.
I don't care about ESPN. I work for my advertisers in Cleveland, Ohio. Sorry I had a take where I threw some shade on a guy that lost 9 of the 10 years he was here playing for the Browns. Great guy, great player. They lost. Sorry. That's what I base everything on. Winning.
I sometimes have a problem when former athletes stroll right off the field and get opportunities that my peers have worked their entire lives for.
I don't. I have no problem with it. It is our business today, and it's called eating a green one. As somebody who wasn't a world-class athlete, I had to work 30 years to get where I am. I'm not bitter about that. Tony Romo does a damn good job. Here's what I'm trying to tell you, and what I was trying to tell. This was my take for Joe, and maybe I didn't convey it properly. Joe could be the love of the land, and everybody loves him for being a star tackle, and everybody thinks. After about a year, if you're not good at broadcasting, you're not going to have a job. Okay? See Ray Lewis, who got a job the day after he retired, and he wasn't any good at it. And I don't know what he's doing right now, but he's not broadcasting. I just wanted to let him know that while you could get the job because of what you did on the football field, if you're not good at the job, you'll eventually be gone. Maybe I should have conveyed it better.
I get the sense.
Sorry I hurt your feelings and Joe Thomas's feelings.
Well,
I'm sorry I had to give that bastard down in Miami free content. Send me a check.
You put me in a little bit of a weird spot because I've known Joe forever, and obviously I'm loyal to you because I'm a made man in this town because of you or whatever.
Every day this show puts me in a tough spot, so get used to it.
No, I understand.
If you're paid to give your opinion, I got news for you. My opinion isn't going to side with all the people's opinion. Once in a while, I'm the lone dog out there.
Right.
You asked me what I'll remember Joe Thomas for. The great playoff wins? Will I remember him for the Super Bowl that he played in? Will I remember him for the 12-4 season? Will I remember him for beating the Steelers? No. None of that happened.
I will remember.
What the hell am I supposed to remember him for?
But fighting through and continuing to play, despite the fact that he was saddled with
$14 million
quarterbacks.
Aaron,
horrible quarterbacks.
Okay. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
Eric,
okay.
I'm sorry. Eric, do you understand what I'm saying here? Do you get what I'm saying? I'm sorry I threw some shade at Joe Thomas. It wasn't malicious. There was no malice involved. I don't hate the man. I don't resent him. I don't know what Aaron's trying to. Do you resent Joe Thomas? You called him a loser. No, I didn't. You said he was worthless. No, I didn't.
I asked you to explain your comments because of the way that they obviously came off. And now they're making national news. Congratulations. You've just bumped National Peanut Butter Day as the #1 trending topic in Cleveland. Say goodbye to peanut butter. Rizzo is the #1 trending topic in Cleveland.
Yeah. That tells you the ridiculousness of Twitter. That peanut butter could be trending #1.
Right.
You think that's it? You think it's a big deal to be trending on Twitter in peanut butter? It's trending on Twitter.
Do you want me to read some of the responses from what's going on this?
No, I could care less. What? I'm sure they all hate me because I had something shaded about Joe Thomas. I can guess what's coming. Okay, go ahead. Read them all.
Steve says, it's so funny to hear Hammer blast Danny Shelton but protect Joe Thomas. In defense of Riz, Joe will be remembered for having a great career, but they lost, which, as good as he was, still makes him a loser. That's the fact. Steve, Danny Shelton can't breathe Joe Thomas's air as far as good of a player as he is. Okay?
Here, let me read one. I like peanut butter. Come on, Aaron.
Harvey says, Riz, I love you. I hope Le Batard isn't listening to this segment so that he picks it up and runs it tomorrow instead of having to do his show.
Right. We'll just do everybody's show.
Big Jim says, Riz, you're digging a hole, and I can't believe you don't admit that you were wrong and too big for your britches with your comments.
No, I don't. Again, okay, I'm sorry. If Joe Thomas, first of all, let's see if they play this. If Joe Thomas is listening or somebody's listening, I have nothing against Joe. Nothing. Okay? I'm a bitter Browns fan who just went through an 0-16 season, and I'm coming off about 8 losing seasons in a row. And I'm just in no mood to just start throwing bouquets at anyone. And I'm sorry for that. I meant no malice. I never attacked the man personally. He's a good person. He conducted himself the right way on and off the field. He played hard. I get all that. But he's trying to be a broadcaster now. And I just wanted to let him know if he's going to be judged on how good of a broadcast. And to be honest with you, I mean, of all the crap I'm everything I'm hearing, because I've got to play Joe Thomas. He's not even coming on this show. He was on with you. He's on with the people in Florida and thing. He's not half bad. I'm not going to lie. I've never really listened to the Tomahawk, and I'm willing to promote that for him as much as he wants. But he's not bad at all, and maybe he will make it in this business. But if you think I'm sitting here saying he's a bum and he's a thing, it's not. Nothing could be further from the truth. So let me apologize right now to Joe. If people misconstrued what I was saying, or if I didn't do a good enough job of conveying my thoughts, I'll apologize. I have no problem apologizing. Okay? I'm Christian. I have no problem with it. I never thought I was too big for my britches. I'm trying to do my little show in my market that I grew up in, yet it keeps blowing up nationally. What do you want me to do? I'm sorry. I had a take that wasn't popular. What do you want me to do?
You're not going to be a man of the people all the time, Riz, in your defense.
That's right. No, I'm not, Aaron. I would be. I'm just not going to. The people aren't always going to agree with me. That's all. Some people do. But a lot of times, majority of the people agree with me on my Cleveland takes, because I'm from here, and my stuff's legit. It's from the heart. You know that. You've known that since the day you started working with me. It's why we've had the success we've had.
Tone,
but I'm telling you right now.
I want to ask you something else, but I'm afraid that it's going to get you so mad that does it bother you? Because people have done this with me, and I'm curious how you're mentally processing it. And if you don't want to respond to this, fine. Are you pissed at Le Batard for calling you a gas bag? Do you resent that comment?
No, please, no. I'm 56 years old, and you could tell Dan I said this. Let
me ask you this. Are you a gas bag?
No, I'm sure I could be on certain days. No, I'm not mad he called me a gas bag. It was a cheap shot, but, that's what guys do in our business. It doesn't surprise me.
Dan, by the way, Dan is bitter at us because he said LeBron would never leave Miami, and then we mocked him mercilessly when he came back to Cleveland. I don't remember that. I do. They were doing a live shot with them in Miami, with someone in Miami, and there was something was burning in the background, and I said that it was Le Batard's studio, and they took it and they played it. Riz, I don't know. I've been on with Dan's show a few times.
Oh, so you started the fight with Dan Le Batard.
No,
it wasn't even me. Eric, it wasn't even me. And now they're taking me.
Look, it's Cleveland and Miami. It's two different sides of this coin.
Gas bag.
Shannon says the last segment is a perfect example of why I love Riz very much. I'll cry when he retires. My favorite sports personality ever. If you disagree, I don't care with you. I don't care about you.
Aaron, I didn't mean any. My God forbid someone should say something semi-negative against Joe Thomas. Am I allowed to criticize LeBron for his crappy defense last night, or is that going to go national too?
By the way, people keep, Joe, there's a guy named Hayden Grove. Do you know Hayden, Riz? He works for Cleveland.com. Good dude. Really good singer, actually. He was, quote, tweeting your take as it was going on, right? Okay. So then Joe screen grabbed Hayden's, and this is such a Twitter thing, you're going to go nuts. He screen grabbed the quotes from Hayden's Twitter. And Joe said, tweeted out, "Thanks for being a fan, Mr. Rizzo," with a winky face, hashtag Tomahawk, @Hawk, @Tomahawk NFD.
Aaron, please, now, would you pull the phone away from Aaron's fans right now?
Yeah, so.
Would you please get off Twitter?
So, just to give you a little bit more background here, Allison from the Le Batard show just called, and they want the last segment to be sent to them.
Hold on.
So,
why don't you tell them if you want to do a live crosstalk with Le Batard, we got 45 minutes, and if they want to connect in and they want to do the show with us, where we could come on the air and have the conversation together, I'd be more than happy to do that. Was Allison on the phone?
That was Allison. She wants the last.
Do you want to give the segment to Le Batard or not?
He can go to TLOD, and for $8.50 a month, you can get this show commercial free. Okay. Go away. Please go away.
Dear Riz, you're not a gas bag. You're a douchebag.
Yeah, sure. Call me whatever you want. I could care less.
Eric, call them back and say if you guys want to do a live thing. I don't know. Riz, do you want Eric to send to Le Batard the next group of sound bites for him to play? I mean, this was going in this direction.
Is he going to call me names again? Is he going to call me a gas bag again? I don't care, Aaron. I really don't.
Did he call you a gas bag or remove the G from that word, which is one of my favorite curses ever?
I have no idea. I got 34 minutes left. That's all I know. And when I'm done, I'm done. You kids don't get it, do you? I do this for a living, you know. I just think it's hysterical. I really do. That God forbid, I didn't say, I don't know. What did I say to, maybe, you know what? Here's what I've already apologized. Maybe I didn't do a good enough job of conveying what I thought, what I meant. And if that's the case, okay, I'm guilty.
No, you don't.
I never meant to.
I didn't tell you had to apologize. I told you had to address this, but I didn't tell you that you had to apologize.
Aaron, I don't want to hurt Joe Thomas. First of all, Joe Thomas is a big enough dude, person, okay, that he's laughing at this and winking at me and shit. I know what Joe's doing. He's getting a ton of run off this. Le Batard's getting a ton of run off this, and we're getting a ton of run off this. I know how to play the game, bro. But as far as being on Dan's show and everything, I don't have time. We have sound check. It's much more important.
That's right. We have.
Plus, I've
got voicemails from drunken morons who call at 3 o'clock in the morning to play. So damn you, Dan Le Batard. We don't have time for this. I've got to play this guy.
Holy mackerel.
We'll give them whatever they want, Eric. Tell them they can have whatever they want.
Tracy,
do you have any lives, Aaron?
Tracy,
yeah.
No, I'm too deep in it. You beat National Peanut Butter Day, and I'm refusing to do commercials. Tracy on Twitter says, "Hey Riz, don't apologize. It was your opinion. Howard never apologizes. # free speech."
Yeah, I don't. Wait a minute. I'm only apologizing in case somebody is trying to think Joe Thomas thinks that I don't like him. I will apologize for that. I like Joe a lot, but I stand by my take. Great player, losing. You asked me point blank, what will you remember him for?
Right.
Losing.
Right.
They lost. It was one of the
worst. Will there be a
stretch.
statue of Joe Thomas outside of First Energy Stadium, yes or no?
There might be. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
What will he be doing in it? Losing? I mean.
Wow. All right. I've got a break now, okay? So I'm sure Aaron and folks, I just want you to know how this goes, okay? I'm going to go home and relax this afternoon, okay? Because I have many things to do. I have lunches tomorrow at yacht clubs with executives and after the show. So I'm going to go home and relax. Aaron's going to play this up like he's so excited when some producer calls from some national show you're trending on Twitter. I don't even know where to find the trending thing on Twitter.
Wait, hold on. You're down to fourth. Good.
There. Okay, now it's time to break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tom?
I'm here.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm here.
Hi. You want to do
I'm
something?
tweeting at Joe right now.
What are you saying?
So I didn't realize I didn't follow him.
No wonder.
So I followed him, and he says, "Thanks for being a fan, Mr. Rizzo." And I'm going to just tweet. What should I tweet back? Anything I could do to help? # good sport. #
No.
RBS.
Riz, what do you honestly? Cut out
just
the
hit him,
# good
low.
sport.
Go low, Riz.
Guys, please. This isn't a playground fight. Please stop. Both of you sound like children, okay? I'm not here to get in a fight with Joe Thomas for ratings.
On Twitter.
No, you're giving me bad advice on Twitter. I like Joe. I've always liked Joe. I don't hate him at all. I'm sorry my words got misconstrued as shade. All right? And he is in my world now. You want to come to the media?
Let me correct you on something. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, they didn't get misconstrued as shade. Your words were shade. You may not have intended them that way, but it was shade. By the way, updated Cleveland trends right now. Number 1 is disappoint me in 4 words. The Cleveland Browns play. Number 2 is National Peanut Butter Day, and number 3 is Rizzo, Rizzo, your last name. What do you honestly want to say to Joe Thomas? Like, close your eyes, be sincere.
What do I want to say? What do you mean?
Well, don't tweet. Don't tweet. Then don't tweet anything. If you don't have anything to say, then don't tweet anything.
Why not? I'm just tweeting them anything I could do to help. Hashtag good sport, hashtag RBS, hashtag Tomahawk. That's all. What do you want me to do?
Hashtag 0-16 or something like that.
Come on, Eric. What is wrong with you? Yeah, 0-16. I can't deny that. I mean, he was only there for 14 of them, though, wasn't he? Or 13?
No, fewer than that. Love Seatown Sports. I think he got hurt after, like, game 8. Riz, the whole season runs together. Please don't make me go back through each individual game. We've done that too many times. Love Seatown Sports says, this show is soon going to become the most listened to in the history of TLO D. Great radio. Riz, the bib, and the guy that made us all forget Casey, Eric. A+ radio today.
Okay. It's time for sound check, please.
It's time for the really big show, Sound Check.
Hello. Is this on?
On ESPN 850 WKNR.
I don't know whether you know this or not, but, like our basketball team is in dire straits right now. They look as awful as they've looked since LeBron came back.
Wendy joined us earlier to talk about this disaster.
Yeah, and no one even cares because Joe Thomas thinks I hate him. Nothing could be further from the truth. Okay. I know y'all want this to be fight. Yeah, I'm not fighting Joe Thomas. What do I do?
Sean said, Riz, you called out Joe Thomas's leadership, and that shouldn't be ignored.
Okay, I did call out his leadership. I felt like Joe Thomas could have been more of a leader earlier in his career. I just felt like players looked up to him very much. Maybe he didn't realize it, but he never offered any opinions, and he was always kind of a straight middle-of-the-road guy. Yeah, I'll stick to that take. Absolutely. I'm sure that'll go national, too.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't.
I felt like he could have been much more of a leader early on in his career. Maybe that's not for everybody. I get it.
Brian says maybe Riz could play defensive back for the Browns. He has the backpedaling part down. Come on.
Guys, I'm not things I feel passionately about. I stand by my statement. I stand by everything I said about Joe Thomas. Everything. I just find it funny, Aaron, that the words you used were not ones that I used, that you inserted worthless and loser. And so that's how it was perceived.
I thought you did call him a loser.
No.
I also think, Riz, your tone of voice impacts the way people perceive what
Aaron,
you say.
I'm an angry Browns fan who's now suffering through an 11 out of 15 losing streak with the Cavs, Aaron. Sorry, I love my Cleveland sports, and it's a dumpster fire right now. Sorry I can't be in a good mood every day. I'm a person, too. I have things that go on in my life, too, that I don't bring to the table because I'm trying to be a professional. But I'm not. If you think this is going to be sugar and candy every damn day, you know what the hell program you're listening to. Are you done?
We didn't get to where we are by being sugar and candy every day. That's for sure. It's just amazing.
Let's all say something nice. Let's all say something nice. Eric, you start. Say something good about the Cavs. Maybe it'll turn things. Shut up! Ridiculous.
By the way, Eric has 2 bites from LeBron, both talking about. Call my voicemail and be a gas bag, and the best gas bag will score tickets. We'll play him tomorrow. We'll give it away tomorrow, but we can start now. 216-583.
What is a gas bag? What's a gas bag?
I don't know. You have to ask Dan what a gas. I guess you're full of hot air.
Okay.
You just scream for the sake of screaming.
I've got the dictionary definition here. A person who talks too much, typically about unimportant things.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, you got me there, Dan. Sorry.
Coming up, global warming talk
with the gas bag. That's next. Henry Ford, though, you gotta love it. Fine partner of ours, the Ford Motor Company, and I want to thank them for being on board with the gas bag.
Zach Mizell on Twitter works for The Athletic. He says, let's be real here. 850 in every local station would do anything to land Joe Thomas once he retires, but he'll rightfully probably get a national offer, #made man.
Oh, God, that's another guy trying to. Aaron, don't you see what's going on? Who is that guy? What's his name?
You know Zach.
What is he from?
He's a senior
what is he
writer
from?
for The Athletic. He would work for
Yeah,
The
well,
Lantern.
okay,
He
so-
broke some of the Jim Tressel stuff. I love him for that.
Correct. But what he's trying to do is trend on Twitter. He's trying to get tagged. He's trying to get everybody sucking off our juice. Don't you get it? You know how the game's played, Aaron.
I don't know what you're
And
talking
Joe is a made man. I'm sure he'll be a made man. Oh, my God. God forbid I should tell somebody that they're trying a new profession that they're going to have to be good.
By the way, this week...
I'm not handing Joe Thomas anything. He'll have to earn it. But I already went on the record as saying I think he's pretty good, just based on what I've heard.
Right, you're just saying what LeBron said in the letter, which is in Northeast Ohio, nothing is given, everything is earned.
Everything is done. That's all. You're coming to my world. Welcome, Joe. I'm sure you'll do great.
Joe has been on with...
850 would love to have Joe Thomas. There's no question about it.
This week we have. He was on with us at the Sports Awards. He was on the next level. He was on Golick and Wingo. He did Le Batard over on 1540. Pretty soon he's going to be on with Skozen.
By the way,
you got to draw the line somewhere.
I got to shout out Skozen. He was the one that cut the Le Batard sound for us. So shout out Dave Skozen.
Okay. What is tomorrow?
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Good job.
What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is...
what is tomorrow?
Cold Call Dump Button Thursday. I don't
Tomorrow,
know.
do we have RJ to talk about, or do I have to make more national news? And what are we doing?
Yes. I'm going to reach out to RJ, see if I can get him situated for tomorrow. And
I thought you already did. You kind of made it sound like you had already talked to him.
With RJ, I like to wait until Wednesday because, his schedule tends to float around. So I try to wait until the day before.
Well, this is a big movie thing. Aaron, isn't his thing running, the Critics' Choice? When is that?
I think that's coming soon. The Grammys are also this weekend, by the way. So we are in award show season. To get an update of
Joe
Cleveland,
Thomas hosting the Grammys?
I think he's performing live with Lady Gaga.
Putting him in the Broadcast Hall of Fame before he starts his career? Yeah, right.
Cleveland Twitter trends right now. Larry Nasser is number one. The ex-Team USA doctor sentenced to 175 years in prison.
Ooh.
National Peanut Butter Day, number 2.
They took me over.
Disappoint me in 4 words, number 3. And Rizzo is now 4th. You're ahead of New Brown's assistant coach Freddie Kitchens, who is trending.
Aaron, I can sleep tonight knowing that I was trending. Aaron, as long as, let's see, Gillingham and Bookman, and as long as Northeast Factory, Universal Windows, Acme, as long as those people are happy, then I'm happy. I don't need to be trending. I don't need to get mentioned on national shows and called a gas bag by some guy who's 50 pounds heavier than me. I don't need any. Did I say that?
Is that a shot at Le Batard's weight?
Yes, it was. You called me a gas bag. I ain't got no bags on my bottom, boy. You know me. I work out. I just feel like, Aaron, we do our show. And, I stand by what I did.
We do. They talk about what we do.
No. I don't. It's not even that. It's. I stand by my takes. And okay, maybe you're right. Maybe I. How can I say this?
I don't think it was what you said.
Thoughts,
it was the tone in which
the way
you said
I said it. Okay,
that had an impact.
Well, I'm so again, Joe. Good luck. Good luck in broadcasting, and you're going right to the Hall of Fame, and God bless. Yeah, and 850 would love to have Joe Thomas. I'd give him this time slot. He can have 9 to 1. He can come on every day, 5 days a week, and do 20 hours of programming.
Would you do a show with him?
Sure. Aaron, I do a show with you. I do a show with anybody.
What does that mean?
I already have a show, but yeah, I would do a show with him. I mean, you and I do a show, but
you want to put me on the board and have Joe come in and
you know what? Throw it out there for Joe. He could talk Tomahawk and then I'll go on to Tomahawk with him, and he can rip me for being a gas bag.
He knows he has an open invitation whenever he wants. Heath is tweeting us his quote of the day. If you stick your foot in your mouth, you can always blame your co-host and backpedal. Sincerely, the Gasbag.
Thanks, Keith. Love you. I didn't stick my foot in my mouth. I stand by my takes. Sorry. You asked me, what I would remember him for. And I said, all the losing. Sorry. And it's amazing because he was so good. And I think that was what I should have said. What I should have said was, Aaron, you know what? He's so great, but I can't lie. I just can't get past how many losing teams he was on.
No,
you would think with a great player like that they would have won, and they didn't.